John, your community, the best, dude. I can't believe it. Going
Well,
from joining the Discord to doing deals with, members in the community to then meeting you in Miami. Yeah, all good. Thank you. Meeting you in Miami, bro.
yeah.
And then now I'm a guest on your podcast. So, man, hell of an opportunity, bro. I seriously can't thank you enough, dude. It's like you're the man. Seriously. Thank you,
Nah,
bro.
man, we're just getting started. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the number one most valuable real estate community in existence. Today we've got Mr. John Foster coming to join us. He's been killing it in the infill lot game, ladies and gentlemen. This guy has been doing multiple deals with members of this very community, closing them out and getting people paid. We've got Mr. John Foster. John, welcome to the podcast. How are you doing today?
Brother, I'm doing incredible, man. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be able to speak to everybody. I'm grateful to, even be a part of the community. Like seriously, man. Completely free community and we're doing deals and making money. So I love it, man. You're the man.
You're the man, man. Talk to us, man. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into real estate. Who is John Foster?
Yeah, good question. So I'm actually from Phoenix, Arizona. Shout out to the 602. But I've been living in Florida for the past 8 years or so now. Got into the space in about 2020. So I found out about wholesaling real estate through a podcast I watched, and I was like, man, I think this is my ticket into the game. I've been I've always been fond of real estate. I understand that it could be a hell of an asset vehicle, taking you from just a regular Joe Schmo to potentially a multimillionaire on paper, and potentially you know taking it way beyond that. And obviously, if you can keep it in the family long enough, it can be generational. So I always knew that that was going to be the route I wanted to take. I've got buddies doing e-commerce and, stocks and all that stuff. And I thought it was great, but I'm like, man, I think real estate's really where I can get in where I fit in. You don't got to be brilliant. You just have to find the right deal and, have the right network and run with it. But anyways, so yeah, started in 2020. I was literally trying to network my face off, going to real estate meetups locally here in Southwest Florida, and just trying to talk to everybody and anybody. Came across a couple of my mentors that are, came across a couple people that are now my mentors, and they were actually buying my first couple wholesale deals off of me. So it was great, man. I literally got paid to learn. So I thought that was a hell of an opportunity. Life kind of got in the way. I got busy doing other things, and I kind of put my marketing and my wholesaling business kind of off to the side, unfortunately. And we all know without marketing, your wholesaling business, doesn't have any fuel to go. So I
Mm-hmm.
really kind of cut off the fuel for some time. But as of 2024, fast forward 2024, I've set all that stuff aside, everything else that I was doing, and now I'm doing, wholesaling full time. So I burned the bridges, and it's like I'm gonna make this work, or I'm gonna make this work. There is
Yeah.
no second option. So here we are now in 2024. I've seen the market since 2020 to now, and it's been a hell of a ride here in Southwest Florida, man. Everything, all the values just went through the roof. I remember, when I first moved to Florida, my neighborhood was, really really it was kind of empty. There wasn't a bunch of houses right next to each other. There was a lot of land in between every house. So I'm like, man, this place is going to get built up here soon enough. And of course, 2023, 2024, construction here went through the roof, just like all over, Florida in general. But yeah, so end of 2023, beginning of 2024, that's when I really started to get curious about land. And that's when I was like, man, I see developments going up all around me. Every street that I drove down literally had a new construction house being built on it. It was either they had half of a house up, the blocks, finishing that, and then the next one they would be grading the dirt, getting ready to put a single family home on it. So I'm like, holy hell, this is a niche little market right here, for lots. Obviously, people are buying these lots, and these builders are making a killing, or else they wouldn't be swarming to Southwest Florida. So here we are now, man, 2024, halfway through the year, and doing this full time now. Infill lots have been keeping me occupied for the last like 8, 9 months or so. and I'm starting to revert back to single family homes as well. So I'm putting both in the mix. Been getting good at the lots, so now I want to incorporate the single family homes once again.
That's incredible, man. That's absolutely incredible to see. Talk to us a little bit about how you got into infill lots specifically. Like, what was your first deal? When did the pieces of the puzzle connect for you to be like, oh wow, like I can actually start flipping these? And then maybe if you are
Sure.
interested in actually developing them, like buying them and then building on them.
Sure, sure. So beginning of 2024, I was like, all right, I'm gonna fire this marketing back up. Like, man, I can't just keep letting time pass me and letting everybody else make money, you know, building houses and flipping these lots. Because obviously there's demand for these lots. Builders are eating these up. So started, I pulled a list and of quarter acre infill lots here in my local market out here in Fort Myers, Florida. I live in Cape Coral, Florida, so I just pulled a list and I started hammering through it. Cape Coral, Lehigh Acres, that's another fire market. And yeah, I mean, talked to enough sellers, and I spoke to a gentleman that had a lot here in Cape Coral. He lived in, I believe, New Jersey. He didn't really have any ties to the lot. He was like, "All right, well, what would you give me?" So looked at some comps, talked to a few builders, they told me their price, and then from there I worked backwards, went back to the seller and said, "Hey, this is what I can offer you. I can close in 30 days. It's no BS. I'm not going to come back and hit you over the head with a 10K, price reduction." So we made a deal, and then from there, we're off to the races, baby. It's just like, damn, the sky's the limit from this point. How many can I do a month, a year? So that's where it really started. And then I just started spreading out, further. We started covering more of Southwest Florida and a lot more cities. So after I hit, Cape Coral and Lehigh, I started going into the smaller pockets, the smaller cities that weren't booming beforehand, but they're starting to boom now because say Cape Coral and Lehigh markets are getting too expensive for people. Well, now I'm moving into a market where houses are 100 grand cheaper to buy, and it just makes sense for the demand. You know what I mean? A first time home buyer can qualify for now a $300,000 house as to oppose a $400,000 house. So they'll go ahead and buy that new construction property because they're the first owner. And it probably comes with a warranty. If something breaks, the builder, send out their guy and fix it right on demand. So that's where I'm at right now.
And why is it that you decided to choose infill lots or land versus single family to get started?
Yeah, good question. So, man, you would not believe, brother, driving down literally my neighborhood, I would see house after house, like new construction houses being built. And I'm just like, man, I know right there that tells me there is a demand right here, right now. And if I don't do something about it, I'm going to miss out on this opportunity and I'm going to be kicking myself. I'm going to drive by all these new construction houses and say, damn, I could have been the one to tie that up under contract and flip it to that builder and made a little spread in between. So I didn't want to miss out on the opportunity here. It's like when you can see it visually, you're just like, damn. When you can spot opportunity, with your mind and your eyes versus, other ways, then you just know. When you know, you know. I don't know.
Yeah. And you knew.
Yeah, literally, there's a demand for it, dude. Like, I kid you not, every street you drove down, there's a new construction house being built. So it's like, damn, man, I got to get into this. Like the guys that are doing this, they're no smarter than me. They're no smarter than you. If they can do it, I can do it, and I can do it better.
Yes, sir. So talk to me a little bit about your plan, man. So right now you've been wholesaling infill lots. I'd love to also run through one of the deals that you've actually closed with members of this very community. So
Sure.
let's start there. How did
Yeah.
you hear about that deal that you closed with AB? So you met AB through REI Rev, and then you guys
Yeah.
worked
Shout out
on the
AB,
deal.
man. Yeah, AB, man, great guy. Really smooth and hassle free type of situation. So yeah, pretty much. I took your advice from listening to you on the podcast where you said, tell people what you're at and what you're doing, and that's exactly what I did. So I would just be annoying with it. I would come into your chat almost every week or on the lives, and I would say, hey, tapping in from Cape Coral, Florida. This is what my builders are looking for. If you have a quarter acre infill lot out here, shoot it to me, and I'll run it past my buyers. And if it's a deal, then I'm your guy. And sure enough, AB, the action taker he is, he started marketing out here, Cape Coral and Lehigh. It was Lehigh. And sure enough, he brought me a motivated seller. He said, "Hey man, where would your builder be at this?" Turn around, text my builder. This guy's doing about 100 houses a year, and he's like, "Hey, I'll buy this all day at I can't even recall what it was. It was like 20 some."
Uh-huh.
I go back to AB. I tell him that, and then he gets it locked up for under that. So I'm like, perfect. This will work out. Sent it to the title company in about, I don't know, 30 days or sooner, closed, and then boom. That was the first JV deal I did with somebody from your Discord group, man. And I couldn't be more thankful for it. It's so crazy. A free group where there's actually action takers and people sending you leads, man. It's crazy, and it's all free. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy.
That's incredible, man.
It's a
I'm
hell of
really
an
happy for you.
opportunity.
Yeah, man. I
Yeah,
was
thank
happy
you.
for you when I saw it close, man. And it was crazy to actually meet you in
Yeah,
Miami and get to
dude,
drive go karts and like hang out. I mean, that's just
dude.
insane.
Yeah, man, that was a hell of an opportunity meeting you in Miami. Like, what are the odds? So it's crazy, man. It's honestly crazy to me going from a Discord server to actually in person meeting you, chopping it up, and then here we are now on a live. I'm on here yapping on your live, so couldn't be more thankful for it, man. I'm really what's the word? I'm just opportunistic, about what could happen in the future with everybody on here. You know what I mean? I keep telling people what I'm doing, and who knows, what people are gonna bring me, and what deals could come from it. So hell of an opportunity for sure.
Well, man, I'm grateful to be in proximity with you and see your success. And I know that's only the first deal that you've closed with
Yeah,
us here, man. You closed another one recently with John, man. How did that
yeah, that's
all
right,
shake out?
man. It's crazy. So he reaches out. Sure enough, somehow his friend. What was it? So what was the story? He had a friend, their father owned a lot, sure enough, in Northport, Florida, about shoot, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half from me. And I go to my builder, I'm like, hey, what would you pay for this? And mind you, this builder that's buying all these lots from me, the main guy, he's in like Massachusetts doing developments remotely. So I'm like, okay.
Wow.
Anyways, so I shoot it to him. I'm like, hey, what would you pay for this? Or no, actually, he wants everything tied up on a contract. So I was like, hey, I got this JV opportunity. It's at X price. Where would you be at for this? And then he shoots me over a number, and then sure enough, John goes back, talks to the gentleman, and he wants to do the deal. So we tied up under contract. My guy only wants like, I don't know what it was, like 2 or 3 day due diligence, and then he funded the deal, closed it, and boom. So on that one in particular, I believe it was tied up for the same price we assigned it, which I was like, okay, no big deal, man. If I can help you out, then I'm happy, bro. Like seriously, because who knows, what will come from that down the road. And even though we didn't make money, it was still awesome that I was able to, help out a community member to get that lot moved and have his friend's father, cashed out. So in that particular scenario, um I put a friend before money, I would say. So I still felt good about it, even though it wasn't, a monetary gain. It was like I don't know, it was just another gain, not monetary wise.
Hey, well, that's awesome, man. I didn't even know what the details of the deal were, man. But to hear that,
Yeah,
I respect that a lot. You know, this man really put himself out
yeah,
there,
man.
helped out John, and
Yeah, for
he didn't
sure.
have anything necessarily to benefit from it. So I think that speaks a lot
Yeah.
to your character, and I appreciate that, man. I wasn't even involved in the deal, man. I just appreciate you looking out for John.
Yeah, for sure. And I know a lot of guys that I JV with, they won't even touch it if they're not making at least like $1,000. So I'm just like, all right, man, I don't really care. I'll put this guy before, the money. So I wasn't just gonna shut him down. You know what I mean? I wanted to,
Yeah,
provide him value and provide his friend's father value. So I thought, it was a great opportunity, and I'm thankful that he even did that, man. He even thought of me, and it's like, damn, okay, love you guys, man.
for sure, man. So from what you're sharing, it sounds like your main strategy is you have the buyers first, right? Like you got the builders in your back pocket, and then you kind of do the reverse wholesaling where you get an opportunity and you go directly to them and you say, "Hey, I've got this opportunity. What would you pick this up off of me for?" And then you have that anchor. You already know what your bottom line is, and you can go back to the
That's
seller and
right.
start to negotiate from there. How does that
Yeah,
improve
brother.
your confidence on the phone when you're pitching your offer to your seller and knowing those numbers?
Yeah, great question. So, man, it just makes me a hell of a lot more confident. I'm not shooting in the dark here. I'm not, over promising and under delivering, which is, what I don't want to do. I don't want to have that reputation, and I just don't feel good about it. If I tell somebody I'm going to close at X price, I'm going to, stay true to my word and commit and fully go through with the deal. Because listen, at the end of the day, these are real people that you're committing to, and these people have their own lives. Who knows what they're going to do with the money? Who knows, what the next chapter of their life looks like? Who knows what the very moment chapter of their life looks like right now? You know what I mean? So playing with somebody's, emotions like that, or money in general, it's just, I don't want to be that guy that's, playing with these people's emotions. So knowing what my builders will pay right off the bat, it just gives me, that sure confidence that, hey, if you're doing a deal with me, one, it's going to be hassle free. Two, the price that we agreed upon is what you're going to walk away with at the time of closing, not a penny less.
Hmm.
And, I can be 100% sure of what I'm telling these people. I'm not going back and renegotiating.
That's awesome. How did you go about
Yeah.
building that list of buyers and those relationships with them?
Yeah, great question, brother. So I utilized PropStream. I checked out a bunch of comps, and man, these builders are just everywhere. And I also used, uh, man, what is that website called? It's like a literally straight land website where you put in a city and state, and it'll literally. Let me see if I can find it. Actually, it is called. Man, it's a great tool. I definitely want to put that out there. I don't think it's Landglide. Let's see. Geo. No, I can't find it. Let's see here. Um, I can't find it, brother. So sorry, but
Not all good.
mainly I would say I use PropStream and I just Google, bro. Literally straight up Google. I would Google, whatever city it is, home builders, and I would just look at, which one's been standing around the longest and which one has, a reputable reputation. Because there's a lot of builders here in Southwest Florida that are doing a lot of shady shit, and a lot of them aren't, upholding their word. They're taking people's deposits and running off with the money, and you never hear about them. So,
Wow.
so yeah, I'd say Google and PropStream, and then if I can find out that other website, man, it's definitely a great tool. It's 100% an awesome tool. So let's see here. Let's see. PropWire. Da 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 da. Okay, boom. It's called regrid.com. RID.com. And what that'll allow you to do is it will literally give you who are the top land holders in that city. So
Hmm.
right off the bat, you'll be able to get a quick summary of who's holding the most lots in that given city.
Yeah.
So so say, Lennar, or say one of the nation's biggest home builders, DR Horton. Say they're holding, 500 so lots. They'll be on there, and it'll be ranked from like the biggest holder to, the smallest holder. So that was another big one that I used to find these builders. I believe my guy in Lehigh, he was literally on that list, and he held like 500 so lots, man. He's doing 100 builds a year, doing like 10
Wow.
million a year building these new construction homes. It was just insane. And his cousin actually is a big time flipper here in my market, and all he does is single family homes. So they're like Chinese or something, but I mean they're great people, and they're, doing business at, a really high volume, and they're really easy to work with, man. Hassle free to work with. So yeah, Regrid, PropStream, that's really what I utilize to find these builders, and also Google.
And what do you say, when you find this person, you see that they've got lots in the area, how is it that you introduce yourself and build that relationship with them?
Yeah, great question, brother. So I would simply just say, hey, my name's Sean. I'd love to speak to somebody in your land acquisition side of things. Who do I need to call or who do I need to speak to? And most of the time they'll say, hey, you can email so and so. I'm like, okay, does so and so have a phone number? I can just call them up instead of bugging you. And if you ask, most of the time they'll be cool and they'll actually give it to you. They'll say, yeah, go reach so and so at this line, and they'll be able to help you out. They're in charge of land acquisition. So that's pretty much all there is to it. You know what I mean? In this one city, LaBelle, I believe they're called Adams Homes, and that's literally what I did. I called up their main office, asked for the land acquisition guy. They put me directly in touch with them, and I literally have them in my back pocket, bro. I'll look at
Yeah.
deals and I'll turn around and I'll text him and say, "Hey man, I got this lot over on, such and such street. What are you guys paying for it?" And it's awesome to have those type of people in your back pocket as well because they'll give you market insights on that same market. They'll say, "Oh no, we won't touch anything over there because of assessments aren't in, or that side of the city doesn't have it's not on city water. They're still on well and septic." So they'll give you market insights that you would never know because most of the time, we're doing this all virtual. We're doing this all remotely. So reaching out to land acquisition is what you want to do to get a hold of the person that's gonna look at your deal, underwrite them, and give you a price to where you can go and turn around and know where you stand in price, so you can go out and market and find these deals.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Brother,
Yeah.
you might want to tip the laptop back a little bit. It cut the top of your
Oh,
head a little
really?
bit.
Oh, damn. Okay. There we
There you
go.
go. A little
Sweet.
more, a little more.
How's the view, brother?
The view is there, bro. The view is there.
Man, I look like a damn ESPN sports announcer. I look like I'm about to start calling out sports announcements too.
There you go. There you go. Bro, you're killing it right now. You're on fire, man. So you've really already broken down exactly how to find the buyers. You've told people how you should introduce yourself and get on the phone to build
Yeah.
those relationships with the buyers. Now, let's
Right.
talk about how you're finding these sellers. Where is it that you go to
Hmm.
find these infill lots? What types of criterias are you going after? Like, what is
Okay.
it that you do to get in front of these people?
Okay, let's get it. So, man, my bread and butter is tax delinquent property owners. I've literally had success with that type of list from the jump, from single family homes. That worked for me in single family homes, so I literally incorporated that into land, vacant residential land. So that's literally the main criteria I would focus on. Mainly tax delinquent lots and out of state owners. That's a big one, out of state owners, because
Yeah.
here's the thing. I did a deal where a lady inherited a lot from her husband that passed away, unfortunately. And she lived in New York and had no plans on developing on this lot at whatsoever. I asked her, so, are you not planning on building on the lot anytime soon? And she says, no, it's just costing me tax money every month or every year. I'm like, okay.
Mm.
So that was her main reason why she wanted to sell it. So I'd say tax delinquent, out of state owners, out of county owners, that right there will get you some of your best results because those out of state owners, they're not local. They're not in tune with what's going on in the market. The
Yeah.
lady where I flipped her lot in, I think LaBelle, the lady that lived in New York, she literally had no clue what the lot was worth or what was even going on in that city. She just wanted to be cashed out and be done with it. She was
Yeah.
happy to take the money and run, quite simply. So it was just a win-win all around. So out of state owners is definitely I wouldn't sleep on it whatsoever. Out of state owners, tax delinquent, and another one. Here's another big one: intra-family transfers.
Mm.
So meaning pops might have given their daughter or a son a land land as a gift, or who knows, they might have inherited it from some sort of scenario that they're in, whether it be from death, or maybe they just got it as a gift. So I come across that quite frequently where, believe it or not, they've literally been gifted the property or simply they just inherited the property. So intra-family transfer, that's literally a drop down in the in prop stream. So I would definitely I would definitely check that out if you haven't already. That's a big one. That one is definitely game changer because the people that you're reaching out to, they don't have that emotional tie to the property, so they're more inclined to sell it at a discount. Quite, quite simply.
Yeah. I love that you said that, man. You've shared some serious game that people can go and really utilize right now. Finding the people
Dude,
that
I
really
hope so,
have.
man.
No, absolutely, man. And look, you're really doing it. I can't wait to see what people in the community are gonna do after this stream.
Yeah, I hope
Finding
they
the
do something
people.
with it. I hope they take the info and run with it. Seriously,
No,
they
for
can make a
real.
killing in whatever the market are in, as long as the new construction's booming like that, just like it is here in Southwest Florida. So I hope people implement that because they will. I
Absolutely.
promise you, they will find deals from that. If I found deals from it, I have no doubt in my mind that everybody in this community can as well, for
Absolutely.
sure.
And finding those people that don't have that emotional connection to the properties is what the biggest
Yeah,
takeaway you
that's
shared
a
for
big
me
one.
was. And let's talk about the size of the lots. Do you have a preference
Okay.
off of how big you want the lot to be to want to fool with it, or are you looking at any size lot that fits those characteristics and you're looking for more of a specific type of seller?
Yeah, great question. So the smallest lot you can build on here in Florida, at least, is a quarter acre, which is a 10,000 square foot parcel. That is the minimum that you can build a single family home on.
Hmm.
Now, shoot, that's what it starts at. 10,000 square feet up to, we're talking 60 plus acres. So,
Yeah.
man, builders will really jump on anything you have that is at least 10,000 square feet because you can build a home on it. Now, there are duplex lots which are hot because affordable housing is a shortage here in Southwest Florida, as you guys probably already know. So duplexes are hot too, duplex lots. And man, housing in general in Florida is just, in demand and almost at a scarcity. So there's programs out there like HUD that will literally what is it? They'll literally finance the cost to build like 60 plus units, and then they'll turn around once the project's complete and they will buy that same project back from you at like 120% of the value. So that right there just tells you that housing is in demand in Florida all over the place. There's just not enough housing for everybody. Migration to Florida is just so heavy that there isn't enough housing for everybody. So yeah, 10,000 square feet is the minimum that I go after. I'm doing right now. I'm in the works of getting a 60 plus acre site under contract. The owner actually wants to develop on it, and I'm like, perfect. My partners are literally looking for 60. Well, actually, they're looking for like 10 plus acres, but I told them, we're looking for that. That's literally right up our alley. And once we can, three-way get on a call with them, we're definitely gonna pitch the whole HUD project to him and see if he's
Hmm.
on board with it and see if he wants to do a deal with us. That's just incredible right there. Being a part of such a big development like that.
No, absolutely. I can see it. And goes back to what you were saying about having those local market insights, and actually building those relationships with buyers, especially for the people that are doing the stuff virtually. Like you said, you're not
Yeah,
there, so you don't really know what's going on. You don't really know what the specific requirements or maybe even the best areas or areas to avoid look like without having those relationships built. One of the
yeah,
things that I took away from what you said was that you really stress the importance of having a lot that's a minimum of 10,000 square feet to be able to build on it. And so
right.
I think that everybody in here needs to take note of that, especially if you're looking to get into the Florida market with these lots. You've got to go after a minimum of 10,000 square feet.
Quarter acre. Yep, that's what's selling here. They'll, buyers will line up to buy these things. I kid you not. I literally put out one Facebook post and I now have guys in my DMs daily like, "Hey, you got anything in Port Charlotte? Hey, you got anything? Hey, you got anything?" I'm like, "Oh my God."
Yeah.
It's crazy. But, I'm grateful for that, you know what I mean?
Talk to us a little bit about that due diligence process. Like, what is it exactly that you're looking for? Because it's probably not just the square footage, right? 10,000 square footage is the minimum amount of space, but
Okay.
in terms of maybe
Okay.
utilities or electric or what else, a survey, I
Yes.
mean, what does that due diligence process look like when you're selling a lot to a buyer?
Thank you. No, I'm good on that. Thank you. Yeah, great question. So pretty much a big thing that we have here down here in Florida is endangered species, which means there's
Wow.
these little animals like gopher tortoises that will dig holes in the ground. And believe it or not, to relocate these animals legally and safely, you got to pay a company in the range of like $6,000 to $8,000 to just relocate them to wherever they take them and house these animals. So that right there is a big deal killer. I have had deals fall through because the buyers went out and they found gopher tortoise nests, or the gopher tortoises or the owls, burrowing owls, bro. It's literally a protected species out here in Florida, and if there's owls, it's crazy, I know, but literally owls will, you know, start living on these properties, and you cannot build a house on it if the owls are there. So you got to pay a bunch of money to have them relocated, if you can even have them relocated. So yeah, definitely during your feasibility period, the builders are going to want to make sure that there's no endangered species on the lot, such as tortoises or owls. That's the main deal killer out here in Southwest Florida.
Wow. That right there is sauce.
Yeah.
Making sure there's no
So
endangered
always be
species.
sure of that. Yeah, and sometimes the seller won't even know about it. Like I had a deal fall through. The seller lived in Miami. It was a lot out in LaBelle, Florida, and they had no idea that there was endangered species on the lot. My buyer went out to it, checked it out, sent me photos. Luckily, because when I told the seller, they thought I was crazy. They thought I was bullshitting. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, it's seriously gonna cost us $8,000 to get these relocated. We either need a price cut or we need to go about this some other way. But at the end of the day, this is going to be an issue that nobody can work around. So that deal fell through. But of course, they're still in my follow-up CRM. So yeah, we'll eventually get that deal closed. But as of right now, it is it's still in the works.
That's insane. Literally, turtles could literally kill your deal.
Yeah. So that's a big one. Endangered species. You always got to verify. Builders also want to know that as well. If there's any endangered species on the lot.
Okay, so we've gone over endangered species, we've gone over that minimum square footage, that lot size. What other things are builders really looking for? Are they looking for specific utilities, access, road frontage? Talk to us about,
Right.
what else they want to see to want to buy a lot.
Okay, great question. So yeah, obviously, I mean, these builders aren't going to want lots that are in the boonies, no wetlands. They want to make sure there's at least utilities around. I've
Mm-hmm.
actually done deals where there's, I'm going to say there wasn't utilities close by, but it's in a city where things are growing. So they bought it, and of course, it was at a discount than the market, going rate. So it made sense for them because, I mean, there's builders out there that'll just buy as much as they can, and as long as it's at a discount, they'll sit on it for the next 10 years. And when that city starts booming, guess what? They're gonna have inventory to start building on and start making a fortune. So yeah, for sure. You're gonna want to make sure there's utilities around 100%. You want to know utilities. You want to know if it's connected to city water and sewer, or if it's on a well and septic tank. So those are the big three right there. Well, if it's either well and septic and it has utilities, close by.
Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, this is the number one most valuable real estate community in existence for John to come on and share the real sauce. I'm telling you guys, this is the real sauce.
Hell yeah,
I'm
brother.
taking notes, ladies and gentlemen. There's some life changing game in this stream alone that people can go and get out there and take action immediately. It's
Immediately.
this is what it's about. Um,
Yeah, brother.
Besides Florida, man, where else are you interested in buying lots? Are you interested in buying lots anywhere else? Looks like we've lost him here. He may have joined on the phone, or his computer may have died. His computer may have died here. Let's see if we got John here.
Oh my goodness. Are we good?
We good. We gotta get the camera turned back on there. You lost connection.
Oh man, I'm so sorry about that, brother. I was
All
trying to read the
good.
comments on my phone and it totally just cut out on me. But anyways, Yeah. So what was your question?
No, all good, all good. I
What
was
was
just
that?
asking,
What were you asking?
besides Florida, where else are you starting
Oh,
to
okay.
look?
What other markets I'm in? Yeah, so honestly, man, I've been just busy in Southwest Florida. I haven't been
Yeah.
able to expand to other markets such as I know North Carolina. That's a major one next to Florida. I'd say they're right under Florida in development wise, they are popping off as well. So North Carolina, the Carolinas in general, I've heard of other investors tell me that they've made a killing out there with developers. And man, if you go on Facebook and you look at the land groups, such as one of them's called High Value Land Group,
Hmm.
you would literally, if you scroll through the posts, you'll literally see builders just asking, like, hey, I'm a builder in North Carolina. Here's my email. Send me anything you got. So, I mean, and that's not the first post I've seen. I've seen multiple like that, mom and pop builders, big time builders. So North Carolina's a big one that I would like to get into in the future. But as of right now, I mean, I'm pretty busy in Southwest Florida, but I don't want that to limit me and hold me back. So possibly towards the end of the year, I could be breaking into that market. And I'd love to connect with, some people in this community that are doing deals in North Carolina, and who knows, maybe they got a buyer and all I got to do, is start talking to people and find these deals and connect with them. I'd love to do that as well.
Absolutely, man. I've already got a couple of people that come to mind. We met Big Play Jay out there in Miami, man. We got to get him on to come in to
Big
chat
Play
up on the
J, baby.
podcast. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
Big
sir.
Play J. He's great. He's cool. He's cool people, man. Hell yeah.
Absolutely, man. We gotta figure something out where I don't know. Maybe we could find an incredible opportunity, a huge lot somewhere where we could maybe subdivide it and build like a neighborhood
Mm,
or do something like that,
that's
right?
Yeah, that's another big one I've heard of. Entitlements, and subdividing 1000%. There's a deal I locked up this week in Fort Myers, and I had a bunch of people comment on my post. There's like 30 plus people commenting on the post, so I knew it was a good deal.
Yeah,
And a lot of them wanted to know about entitlements and subdividing the lot because say, you buy a lot for the price of one, and turns out you can subdivide it into two lots and flip those two lots, you know, so that's a big one here in Florida. Subdividing and entitlements for sure.
absolutely. Every time I talk about this stuff, man, there's always something new that I can learn,
Yeah.
And I really
Let's see.
appreciate you,
See
John.
what the comments say.
Yeah, let's open it
Yeah,
up.
no problem, brother. It's crazy, man. From Miami to to now being a guest on your channel, brother. It's amazing. I love it, man. Shout out to you guys. I love the community. Love what you're doing, brother. And this is only the beginning. It's crazy what this can turn into. You know what I mean? You're building out the website. It's looking bright from here for sure. Now let's see what some of these comments are saying. You want to read some of these comments?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna
Sweet.
take it from if we see any questions. Let's see.
Yeah, what do we got here? Hey, Big Play Jay in here.
Yes,
Hey, what's
sir.
going on, brother? Drop a whole master class. Yeah, Big Play Jay, you're gonna be a professor on that master class, brother. So I'm gonna need you
Yeah.
to record some lessons, and I'll start pushing it. Man, if Man, just to think about, if we just all put in what we knew about just for say land, I mean, dude, that could
Yeah.
be a hell of a master class. Are you kidding me?
No,
And of
seriously.
course, we'd be wanting to push it out for free, obviously, because man, I kid you
I'm
not,
telling you,
I
dude.
had a I had a buddy that was doing like some e-commerce shit, and he was kind of half-assed in the e-commerce game. And sure enough, I came across him a couple days ago, and he's out here pushing fucking $1,000 courses of just pushing garbage, man. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, you little sellout. Are you kidding me? Pushing $1,000 courses, and it's just like I seen some of the content, man. It was just straight garbage, man. It was nothing like this. Getting on here, talking about real deals, talking about what's actually working, talking about methods from like back in like 2019, from like 4 or 5 years ago. I'm just like, man, people have evolved, brother. Like,
Yeah, it's
this is
real.
crazy, man. Like, it's
And
crazy, but I love how we're just on here spitting game for free. Like anybody can join this, and if they're an action taker and they actually have half a brain, they can make some money. Like no kidding. I kid you not. I swear to God.
no, it's very true, and it's crazy because we get way more money actually doing the business than selling somebody on a dream. Like
Yeah.
we don't have any sort of
Facts.
incentive,
We're making
to
money
want to.
doing the business. We're not making
Absolutely.
money off courses here.
No, absolutely,
Yeah.
and
So
it boils down to that, man. It's like a lot of people really do make most of their income talking about how to do the business versus actually just doing deals, and that's always been the vision, and that's why I think so many people really resonate with this community specifically is because we're actually out there taking action and chasing these deals.
yeah, facts. Here, let's see what my battery's on. I'm so sorry, guys. Oh man, I'm at 11%. I might have to start rearranging some furniture here. I gotta get closer to that outlet over there. So let's see. Aaron commented, do builders in Florida prefer sewer or septic? So Aaron, great question. Sewer or septic? So I mean, it really depends on where the lot is, and where the lot is going to determine price. So no, they don't care. Either or works. It's in demand. All of it's in demand. As long as it's priced right, um, as long as it's priced right, bro, they'll buy it. I promise you that. I've done deals where there's literally no water connections hooked up and they bought it, and I've done deals where there's city water. So another thing is called assessments out here, which means you're gonna have to pay an assessment fee to have the city come in to hook up the to city water. So that's another factor. Those assessments could be as high as like $30,000. So you really gotta know your location for sure and understand your builder.
That's a
So
great
let's see
question.
here. Do you only focus on infill lots, Joe land? No, Joe. Single family homes as well, brother. Single family home, man. It's Southwest Florida, baby. So I
Yeah.
mean, single family homes are always going to be in demand, but lots as well because the new construction is booming here, man. Listen, if you can buy a new construction house for the same price as some old shitty house, I mean, what are you going to take? Are you going to take the old shitty house that 10 people have lived in and trashed? Or are you going to take the new construction house where you get a builder warranty and you're the first person to live in it? Like it's a no brainer. You're going to take the new construction all day. Well, I mean, I would at least. I don't know about you guys. So let's see here. How do you underwrite a land deal? John said. So good question, John. So I mean, there's not much to it, brother. I mean, it's really straightforward. You go to the county website and you can see what, right off the bat, how big the lot is, where the lot is, and most importantly, it all comes down to price. It all comes down to price. So as long as you have your builder buy box in your back pocket and know what they're paying, because a lot of these builders out here in Southwest Florida will be very straight up with you. They will literally send you a spreadsheet or a list of like, hey, in these zip codes, we're paying X. We want to make sure it's in this zone. It's got this, and there's no endangered species on it, and we want to, 7-day due diligence period. So it's very straightforward, brother. As long as you know the builder's criteria going into it, you'll be armed with the knowledge you need, and all you need to do is just qualify the seller from there. If they're a real seller, you know, are they a tire kicker? Are they gonna work with you on price? So it's very straightforward for sure, man. Lots are a hell of a lot easier than single family homes. It's very straightforward. You can pull up the lot on a Google map and you can walk it virtually. So very straightforward.
Love it.
So let's see here. What am I at battery wise? I'm at 9%. All right, boys. I'm going to start rearranging some furniture here. Man, we got 44 people in the audience. I love it, man. I love all you guys. Thank you so much for joining. Seriously, everybody. I can't believe you guys are taking the time out of your day to just listen to me, get up on here and yap. So I seriously hope, you guys have taken something from this because I know you can literally, do a deal from what I've just told you. So
Absolutely.
let's hear what's Big Play J dropping some gems. Let's see. Also looking at comps of similar lots sold. Oh yeah. So yeah, of course, guys, do your due diligence. Check out your comps. If the seller's asking 100 grand for a 20K lot, I mean, come on. You're talking to somebody that's not motivated. Talk to somebody that's in tune with what's actually going on in the market and go from there. So yeah, obviously comps. I didn't think I had to say that, but yes, check out your comps. Make sure the values are in touch with reality and they're not asking 10x what the lot's actually valued at. But yeah, so Jay's dropping sauce. He said, look at comps, similar lots sold in the last 3 months. Last 3 months only gives you the best price points, in my opinion. 1000%. Let's see real quick. Do your buyers typically look to buy lots 50%, give or take, a new home construction? So Joe Land, very good question, brother. So I've heard of stuff like that, but really the way my builders and buyers have been buying these is they want it at 30% of a discount of what the market going rate is. So it just needs to be at a 30% discount. 30% discount. Now I'm gonna try to hook up the power source here. So I'm gonna be I'm gonna be rearranging some furniture here.
Awesome. Ladies and
So
gentlemen,
yeah, 1 second.
drop your questions in the comments here. We're gonna go through them,
Ugh.
and if you'd
Yeah,
like,
go
John,
through them.
we could even bring up some people to come and
Yeah,
ask you
please
some
do, brother. I'd
questions.
love it. Yeah, I'll be plugged into to a power source, so we'll be ready to carry on the show.
Awesome, awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, take advantage of this opportunity. Raise your hand. We'll bring you up. We'll bring you on the stage. Introduce yourself. Let us know who you are, what you do, and where you're at. This is a great opportunity.
Yeah,
We
please
got
do.
T Money. I believe we had Joe was raising his hand at one point. What's going on, T Money?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Fantastic, man. Fantastic. How are you doing today?
I'm cooling, man. Just finished eating dinner and trying to get the kids ready. But yeah, I was trying to chime in, but you know how it is with kids, man. They be yelling and screaming and hooting and hollering. So, but yeah, I'm actually in Florida. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I thought it was kind of cool that to hear John up here. Well, both of y'all names, both Johns actually, but yeah, to hear y'all. So I was kind of missing certain parts, but my question is, I'm in Palm Bay actually. So, what does he mean by 30%? So, say like if a house is 300,000, then I would just times 300,000 by 30%, and then do the land like that, kind of.
So great question. It looks like John is getting his laptop together, but from what he said, he was saying that you look at the going rate. Here's John to answer the question. Really, here you go, John.
Hey, John.
Hey,
So
brother.
when you were saying third, did you hear my question? I'm not sure if you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I heard your question. So pretty much you're going to look at your comps and look at the market value. Say these lots are going for 35 grand all day in this specific zip code. You're going to want to just simply subtract 30% of that retail value, simply as that. And
Oh,
then that's what your buzz.
for the lots, not the actual house.
Yeah, no, not the actual house, brother. Look at the comps that actually sold. Oh,
Okay,
yeah, you're going to
so
want to price it based off the lots.
because I know in Palm Bay certain lots be going for different rates. So like I know for well and septic it could be one price for for city water it could be a different price. So on average, do how would I find out if what is what? Like how do I find out if something is sewer or
Yeah,
septic if the owner doesn't know?
Great question.
yeah, very good question, brother. So that's going to be you're going to want to rely on your builders and your buyers. Most of the time, if they when they give you a buy box, you'll know if it's on well and septic or on city water. So utilize your builders because they're going to know better than anybody else because they're actually building these homes. So literally utilize your builders. They're going to be your in market pretty much ears, you know what I mean? They're going to know. They're going to know when assessments are coming down the line because that's the business they're in, you know what I mean?
Right.
So
Two
utilize
last
your
two
builders.
last two
Go
questions
ahead.
so I can get out of here. I don't want to hog up the time. But
Go
my
ahead, brother.
first question is how do I find a good market? And the second question is do I find the builders first or do I find like because I know I
Good
come
question.
from the single family houses niche.
Okay.
So that's super hard, man. I don't know for all y'all getting started, but houses is terrible right now. They're oversaturated and land is like a gold mine I keep seeing. So I see Joe McCall, I see brothers like that. I see Jerry Norton, and they all specifying that. But yeah, so my first question was how do I pick a very good market? And my second question is do I find the buyers first or do I just go as soon as I go to the store and I see a vacant lot, do I just get that under contract and then go search for buyers or how does that go?
Yeah, very good question, brother. So simply, so here's something everybody can do, and I hope I explain this well enough to where you guys can understand. And if not, ask me questions. So here we go. So pretty much you can go on Zillow or Redfin and simply just check out all of the all of the homes sold, like new construction wise. And if you see, more than 100, then that's a positive. A second route you can do it is you want to make sure there's more vacant lots being sold than there is on the market, because there's going to be demand. If more lots are being sold than what there is sitting on the market currently, then you got demand right there.
So in
And you can,
essence, I would just find the say like in a particular area, if 50 lots sold in that area, what how would I find my leads?
yeah, good question. So, I mean, if only 50 lots sold in that city, brother, I mean, that doesn't sound like no, there could be demand there because well, then again, only 50 lots sold. I mean, we want to be looking at over 100. I mean, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
to Google real quick, and I'm gonna look at Cape Coral, Florida, just as an example. Because I mean, I can tell you there's probably hundreds of lots sold. So I'm gonna use Redfin. But as far as finding the builder or the lead first, find the builder first, brother, because
Okay.
without knowing what the builder wants, you're kind of shooting in the dark here, and you don't want to
Right,
waste your
right,
marketing dollars, and you want to know what you're going after. So
right,
definitely
right.
talk to the builders first. Talk to the builders first for sure.
Got you.
Because
Okay.
those builders are going to tell you right off the bat, hey, we're not looking in this zip code. Hey, we stopped buying canal lots. Hey, make sure you get it under X price and we'll buy it from you all day on assignment. So having your builders in your back pocket is going to be key to crushing the game.
especially with
Got you.
Florida.
Got you.
That's also what I
Okay.
like
And
as
how,
well.
how can we reach out to you like if we want to do a
If you
JV?
want a JV or if you want me to just check out what you got going, um, you can simply just connect with me on Discord, or you can go to my Discord bio and connect with me on Instagram. Everybody, if you want, go ahead and connect with me on Instagram, and I'll be able to connect with you, and we'll get a deal done ASAP.
I appreciate it. I don't want to take up the time, man. I thank y'all for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, brother.
I was actually going to get on stage to share that gem too as well. But you already mentioned it about finding the new construction houses and finding what's being sold in that area to find a good market, and also finding your buyer list first before finding your market as well. I highly recommend those two key points that John made.
Yeah, 100%. And guys, I just want to jump in real quick and say, so I just pulled up Cape Coral, Florida. I'm looking at all the land for sale. There's literally 2,238 lots on the market. So, I mean, that alone tells you that this is hot. And sold, let's see here. So, Cape Coral, I'm not going to lie, it's a saturated market right now. So, sold lots are 1,492. So, that tells you, it's a bit saturated. But let's say we go into here. So, I'm going to go into LaBelle, Florida, which is
Would you
a
say,
little
John?
bit of
Would you
a,
say there that it's saturated, or would you say that it's active?
oh, 100% active for sure, but it's becoming a bit saturated. I talk to a lot of sellers and they're all like, "Hey, I know what's going on around here. We get calls like this every week, every day, and we want, you know, double market value if you guys want it so bad." So that tells me that there's a lot of people going after lots, and people are jumping into this market. I wouldn't say they're late, but I mean, you know, they're starting to get the seconds. You know what I mean?
Also, let me add before I go. I just thought of this. Right, I was in another
Sure.
webinar group, and I just want to give some free game. I just learned this right. Yes, actually
Yeah.
last night. But a way to get good leads in Florida is go to the county the tax deeds, like for all the
Okay.
people all the people that's behind in tax. They may owe like 2,000, 5,000. So if you got a builder or a buyer that's buying for 30,000 per se, and if someone owes 5,000 in back taxes, you may say, "Hey, I'll pay your back taxes and give you $5,000 in your pocket for the actual deal." Now you got a 25, like $20,000 spread.
Hmm.
Yeah. There you go. That's another way. So real quick, check it out. So Port LaBelle, which is a little pocket that I tapped into and made some good money over there. So sold. So for lots sold, they only have 91 lots sold. And let's see here. So for sale, they have 82. So I mean that I mean this lot I've had pretty good success in. But I mean, look, pockets of the city really is smaller pockets of the city away from what's booming. Those secondary markets are awesome.
So so in essence, we'll just go. We'll where the lots are sold, we'll just go look for the infill lots within that community or area.
Yeah, but make sure you go after your builders first.
No, no, no. Once we get the criteria and we see like, okay, we'll just look at all off market lots in that particular area.
Yeah, yeah. Once you get your criteria, then you'll know where they're looking, and then yeah, I'm all good. Thank you. Yeah, sorry guys. Yeah, once you get your criteria, the builder will quite literally tell you, hey, we're looking at such and such zip code. Find us anything that fits XYZ, and then you're off to the races.
Boom. We got Mr. JTM Discount Land Solutions and Mr. Big Play J joining us.
Hey, Big Play Jay, what's up, big dog?
Hey, what's going on, man? I'm the one. I've been
What's
hyper
up, bro?
focused
What's up? What's up?
on infield lots in Florida. What's up, Jay?
Give me like
For
2 minutes and then I'll hop in.
okay. Yeah, I've been hyper focused on infield lots in Florida, so I'm trying to find some unorthodox ways, outside the norm to find builders, bro. I got a couple. I got about
Okay.
10, 15, but I need more ways of sourcing
Okay.
builders, bro.
Here we go. So I don't know if you're a part of the land Facebook groups, but bro, there are active builders in there that are eating everything up that's at a discount. So go on a Facebook, type up high value land group, or go to Florida off market real estate group.
Yeah, I'm at all of them.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, Facebook's a really good way. And honestly, just Google builders in that market. And
Okay.
also use regrid.com.
Yeah, I've been using Regrid, and just it
Fire.
pulls up, man, bro. Regrid, the truth. If you got a lot and it's a lot, if you got a lot and you can pull up the lot, man, the people who own
Yup,
the lot next to it, you can find out who bought it and sell it to them. It's all type of game on Regrid.
exactly. Yup, Regrid's
Wow.
Yeah,
a big one. Regrid's fire, man. And then let's see what else, brother. PropStream
yeah,
for sure. But I mean,
Now,
those are the ways I know. I don't know
yeah.
is
everything,
Regrid
I've
so
been using,
is
I've been
Regrid
using
just
all of them.
Florida or is it all over? Is that nationwide?
It's all
that's
over.
nationwide.
Wow.
Yeah, and it pulls up the most whoever owns the most lots in a particular area that you type in.
Yup,
Mm-hmm.
It pulls up who owns the most lots. Like in Citrus, Deltona Corporation own the most lots.
yup. See, there you go. He already knows the biggest builder.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, okay, that's the only question I had, man. I appreciate y'all.
Hey, thanks for hopping on, brother. I really appreciate that.
No
Thanks for even
problem.
being here.
Oh, no, man. I'm wherever there's like minds, I'm at.
Love it, man. Love it.
Right.
Hell yeah.
That's what we always say, John. You never know who's in the audience, man. I kept telling him, I said, they're here to come and see you, man. They're here to come and see you, John.
Man, hell yeah. Hell of an opportunity, man. I love it. I love it. Thank you guys so much for giving me your time on a Thursday. You could be doing something better, but here you are listening to us yap, so I love it, man. Anybody else? Big Play Jay, what you got for us, brother?
Nah, everything's on point, man. You came in here and dropped the gems that everybody needs. I mean, I just say
Man, I
everybody.
hope so.
Yeah,
Hell
people
yeah.
just need to take action. I mean, it's not. I would say, my opinion, land is it's America's on sale. They're not making any more land. And as
1000%.
far and what becomes before a house is dry dirt. So
Yes,
people just
sir.
need to get on the phones, like John emphasizes every day. You guys need to take massive action. That's the only way you guys will get results. And the best way, I'd say, like, even you can do virtual driving for dollars. Go on Google Maps, right? Go into one of these hot markets that they mentioned in the comments, and just literally use Google and just go lot for lot. literally looking up people. And if you don't have any money and you're on a budget, literally do that. Go on Google Maps, go lot for lot, look up the people. I think John, you gave people the link for the people search finder,
Yeah.
so you'll be able to. So yeah, that like I would say that's the best efficient way. Like if you're coming in zero money, no marketing budget, Google Maps is gonna be your best friend. Utilize Google, utilize Zillow, and then you look up each person on the True People search finder, and go
Yup,
from
True
there.
People Search. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
True
another
People
good
search.
one, guys. Another good one, guys. If you have a real minimal budget, batch skip tracing. Get an account, and you can literally individually search these people up for about 9 cents a pop. And I mean, hey, whatever. There might be someone cheaper out there, but I've had the best data come back on batch skip tracing when I'm searching individual owners. You can go
Also,
one by one. And
cyber background checks is kind of better than True People Search.
there you
John, I
go.
like that. We could go lot for lot.
We could go
Facts.
lot for
That
Lot
is
for
lot.
lot,
facts.
baby.
Yes,
Lot
sir.
for
Mm-hmm.
That
lot,
is
baby. As long as you have
facts.
$25 in your checking account, you can fund that batch skip tracing account and you can start going lot for lot, baby. And you can, if you're really hungry and you're really motivated and you're focused on getting this money and you actually want to make a deal happen, you will find a motivated seller and you can
Yeah.
do a deal with $25. I promise you that. With $25, you can
Yeah.
talk to an owner and then you can come to me and say, "Hey, John, I got this opportunity. What can we do with it?" And then boom, let me run with it and I'll tell you what we can do.
Boom. I love
Facts.
that.
And
Talking about cyber background checks, that is a free website everybody has access to, and the accuracy on that website is very high. I'll tell you, it is very high.
yeah, man.
Yeah, I'd say some of the good lead sources, leads would be the outer state. Like one thing you guys got to put in perspective is that a lot of people buy land. They might be buying it for their kids, buying it for future plans, but then when you look at the date of ownership, you'll see that these people have owned these lots for 20, 30 plus years. Those are the good ones you want to
Right.
go after, right? That
Yeah,
lets you know, like,
100%.
9 times out of 10, they're not going to build on it. So, some good questions you ask those sellers, like, "Hey, were you looking to develop this?" Because a lot of the times there's no motivation with land. That's another thing you guys are going to
Mhm.
notice. There's not motivation. So you might come across a seller, and they'll be like, "Listen, if you don't give me my price, I'll hold on to it till I die." Which is, you hear that.
100%.
So, just keep, it's a numbers game. You got to keep hitting the phones, keep dialing, but eventually you'll come across 2 or 3 sellers that they live in Ohio. They live in Minnesota. I talked to a seller. I locked up a deal today. Seller lives in
Hey, let's go.
California. Right, exactly. Seller lives in California. He said, we bought this because of, for whatever reason, they're not believing in the US dollar. They want to put their money in tangible assets. So they bought land. Long story short, they've owned it for 15 plus years. And now we locked it up and we're gonna close on it in the next 45 days or so. So it's just a matter of, obviously it's a numbers game, taking action, but you're not gonna get a deal if you don't get on the phone. That's just what it comes down
Facts.
to. If you don't
Yeah,
hot like
facts.
period. If you in this group and you do not get on the phone in this business, you will not make any
You're
money.
not
So if
gonna
you
kill
want to
it.
make some money, get on the phone. Whether it's house or land, put yourself in position to make some money by getting on the phone, start talking to these people every day, and eventually you'll get something under contract. And with land, like he said, it's about 10 times easier because now your builder is telling you where you need to be at. So it helps you with your negotiation. If your builder
Makes
says, "Hey,
things
I'm
so
at,"
much clearer.
yeah, if he says I'm at 40K, you got enough room to offer. You can offer the seller 10,000. The
Yeah.
worst thing they'll do is tell you hell no. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna come back
Right.
to you and be like, all right, maybe 35. But then depending on how good you are with your skill of negotiating, you'll be able to, make a bigger spread for yourself. So
Bro, I
Yeah,
want to share
100%.
I want to share one question that I've been using lately that has helped me get like way deeper discounts that I thought I could even bring myself to ask for, right?
What
Bro,
is it, brother?
I always position myself. I say that say I'll give you an example of this lady, right? She owes like 40,000, right? 40,000 of some change. Zestimate's like 133, right? As his value is probably like 89K. I asked her. I said, "Well, would $50,000 be out of the question? Would that even be
Damn.
something you would consider?" And if you just say, "Would you consider it?" I mean, would you even consider that option? You gotta listen to what they say because they might consider it, bro. They very well might consider that $50,000, you know. But hey, if you don't anchor them, I said anywhere between 45 to 50, you give them that little range, you know what I'm saying? Then they'll open up a little bit. I feel like people really respect when you have the audacity to be able to put a number out there because there's this like unspoken rule in negotiation. Whoever names the number first is going to lose.
Loses.
But the reality is, if you don't talk numbers, people don't think you're talking real business.
Right. Yeah, man. I always like to say, hey, in a perfect world, I'll be at X. And then they'll be like, okay, how about meet me here? And then you guys can meet somewhere in the middle.
Man, it has been absolute back-to-back gems tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's conversations like this that really make me feel like this truly is the number one most valuable real estate community in existence. You know what I'm saying? You get people like John, like Big Play Jay, come up here. Everybody that's come up here and contributed tonight to just really be in the same room, right? We're all in the same room. We're all discussing a very important topic of conversation. Look at the different opportunities that are just even starting to blossom here in the side chat. I mean, you're starting to see people connect. You're starting to see people reach out. Oh, I've got a deal in this area. You know, you're bouncing ideas off of each other. Next thing you know, you two could be joint venturing something and making money. Like these
You never
conversations
know.
really lead to a paycheck. So
Help people where you're at. Yeah, 100%.
absolutely.
And
When
I
we say
see someone
that,
said here.
let people
Sorry,
know
go
who
ahead,
you
John.
are. No, absolutely. Let people know who you are, what you do, and where you're at in this side chat, ladies and gentlemen. Because if you don't make yourself known, how is it that people are going to reach out to you? Guys, we got so many opportunities
Back.
in this community alone. You see somebody like John who's been able to close deals and break bread with members of the community. And we're going to bring out an amazing platform. The website is almost done, guys. The development is here. We're going to have our first version launching here very soon that is going to be a platform where we can all connect and not only connect, but also it's going to directly empower people with the resources that they need, with the information that they need. It's just going to be there. We're not going to be charging people for the information. We're not gurus. We really just do this business. We really just close deals. We really just focus on finding discounted properties. Okay? And we're going to get you set up with the instructions, the step-by-step instructions that everybody in here can use today to start going and making money. All right, instead of going and spending $10,000-$20,000 on a mentor or a guru who's going to hop on a Zoom call with you, or maybe bring you into their Facebook group, you can spend that money on your marketing so that you can actually start having conversations with people that can potentially lead to deals. All right, and I think that's what we're all big up here on. And I'm super excited for the opportunities that are yet to come here, man. John, I really appreciate you making time to come and join us tonight, man.
No, seriously, John, you have no idea. I'm so grateful to be here and talking to all 50 of you guys. I can't believe you guys literally took time out of your evening to listen to me yap. So I'm so thankful for that. Thank you guys for everything. Seriously, John, I love this community, man, and I'm really looking forward to what could come down the road from this, because this is just only the beginning, baby. This is only the beginning.
You heard it here first, folks.
Last question. In North Carolina, what markets would you say is good in Carolina?
Yeah, good question. So I wish I could answer that confidently, but I'm not in that market, brother. But I would say start with the Facebook groups. Type in North Carolina on one of those land groups, and you will see the buyers asking who's got deals in such and such city. Then just work backwards from there. Don't overcomplicate this. Their buyers and builders will tell you exactly where they're at in North Carolina and what they're looking for. And just by doing, 30 minutes to an hour of due diligence on that specific topic of North Carolina in those groups, you will start to understand where activity is and go from there.
Got you. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fire. Yeah. Hope that makes sense, brother. But yeah, I mean, builders are going to be your key into this, because think about it, someone's not going to build a house in the boonies where where there's no demand for it. So those buyers right there will be a big indicator of where you need to spend your marketing dollars to be able to find, sellers and start making some money. Don't overcomplicate it, brother.
Great advice, actionable advice.
Yeah, I hope so. Now, let's see here. Somebody said, let's see here. So Joe Lance said you got a good skip tracer for LLCs. Now, I've actually John and some other members of the this great community have put me on to kind skip tracing, which I've actually been able to skip trace LLCs, believe it or not. But you do have to, import a bulk list. So as far as skip tracing LLCs individually, I would say the best way you're going to go about that is look at the mailing address on the LLC and then skip trace that mailing address, because most of the time that mailing address will be the owner of the LLC's mailing address. You skip trace that mailing address and boom, you're direct with the buyer. That's literally how I found my Lehigh buyer that purchased the lot from the JV from me and AB, the member of this community.
Yeah.
So that's how I went about finding that builder, and I was honestly surprised myself. He was LLC'd up, and I literally went to the mailing address, and sure enough, there was his house. Skip traced that, and the first phone number that came back was literally his cell phone number. I called him up, and I'm like, "Hey, is this J Dong Homes LLC?" He's like, "Yeah, who's this?" Introduced myself professionally, told him, what I do in the community, and I asked him, how can I provide you value? I want to, this is what I'm doing. I want to bring you lots. What are you looking for? Where are you looking? What areas will you not touch? And he just gave me the rundown, and I ran with it. And that's how I was able to close a deal with a member of this community. Is AB in here?
Hey, he
AB.
just landed. He's in Puerto Rico right now. PR. I don't think he's
Man,
on
he's
the
living it
stream.
up in PR.
Yes,
All good.
sir.
But anyways, he's another action taker, another killer in this community. So if you don't connect with me, connect with AB, or even John. John Johnson. Do you know his last name?
AB?
Supreme John. That's what it is.
Oh, John.
No, yeah,
John
Supreme
William
John.
Rivera.
Yeah, or
Yep.
reach out to him.
A lot of amazing
Yeah,
people.
another site. I guess I'm pretty sure most of the experienced guys about open corporates. That's
There
another
you
good
go.
place to find any LLC nationwide. So depending on the state you're in, for example, in Florida, we use SunBiz. So on
Mm-hmm.
SunBiz, you'll have because in order to have a business in Florida, you need to set up your LLC. So now it's a little tricky because you got your hedge funds who buy in Florida too. So you'll probably not be able to find your hedge fund buyers directly through SunBiz or Open Corporates, but Open Corporates, I believe it's opencorporates.com. That website right there will definitely give you a nationwide list of all the LLCs. And like he said, look up the LLC, look up who the mailing address is or and you can also use True People Search as well. Look up whoever the registered agent is, because a lot of the times people use either themselves as a registered agent or someone who is associated with that LLC, and that'll be a way to look up the LLC and then get in contact with that
100%.
person, especially if you
Boom.
see them buying. Um, Also, I would say
Open
look up.
corporates.
Right. You want to look up the buyers who are buying within the last, like I said, the same way we look at comps in the last 3 months. Look up the buyers who are looking who are buying the last 3 months. That way, you can see the most recent buyers. That'll tell you the most recent prices, and then you can kind of go from there as far as making your offer, because a lot of the times these builders are not only working with you as the one wholesaler, they're working with 50 other wholesalers. So you gotta you gotta talk the talk, walk the walk. You gotta know what you're talking about. So don't go to these builders like saying some dumb shit or just nonsense. Like
You got
show
to be
that you really
professional.
right. Gotta be a professional. So that's the thing. Sometimes you might not get these builders might not just openly say, "Hey, here's my information." So you want to still be able to build up some deals in your pipeline, whether or not you have a buyer or not. So, like I said, look at those last 3 months to see what prices are going for in the area. Kind of helps you gauge. And then, like I said, if you see stuff for selling in the neighborhood 20, 30,000,
All
just
good.
do
Thank
yourself
you.
a favor. Yeah, do yourself a favor. Be 10K underneath that and go make the offer. Worst things worst, seller's gonna tell you no, but at least you didn't shoot yourself in the foot, and you don't have enough room to make the spread. So everything that was given here today, everyone should be able to go out there and do one deal. Like
At
there's
least.
no
Minimum.
cap in what he said
Minimum.
today. A minimum. You
At
should be able to get at
least.
least one deal
Yeah.
by just taking action. So everybody, for real, take this game and run with it, and just come back with the news that you got something locked up.
And even if you're having trouble, you can reach out to Big Play J, or you can reach out to myself, and we'll be happy to, run through the deal with you. If it's even a deal, we can help you qualify your lead. And if we can make, a deal from it, then that's what we'll do. If not, then we'll tell you where we need to be at in price, what you need to ask the seller, and then you can go from there and learn from it.
Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the #1 most valuable real estate community in existence. If you haven't already, you got to stay in proximity with us. I'm going to be dropping the links to follow us on Instagram and subscribe to the YouTube channel. The replay will be available on the YouTube channel, and make sure that you go and follow John on Instagram at instagram.com/John_REI1. Guys, if you haven't already, you got to invite somebody you think will benefit from being in proximity with us. We host these masterminds all the time. There's always an opportunity to be in proximity with like-minded individuals and get to the bag. All right, John, it has been an absolute pleasure, brother, to sit down and chop it up with you, man. It was a pleasure to meet you out in Miami. Go karting. That was awesome, man.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to flying into Chile, brother. We'll do the next podcast out there. Talk about what we got in the pipeline and what we're doing.
Absolutely, man. Well, it's been a pleasure, man. You guys stay blessed and have an amazing rest of your night and weekend, everybody.
Love y'all.
Love you, man. Take care.